how about I just stand here for the entire 40 minutes and just hold it. That's perfect. No, it's not.
Welcome to the Beacon by Soul33 teachings for your past, present and future. Good morning everybody. It is the 6th of October 2025. We're already in the second week. We've got so much to discuss. Now, if you're listening to this on the Beacon app, on YouTube, on Spotify, don't forget to do all the things, liking, tagging, subscribing. It helps me and my little team be able to create more resources for you. Now, as you know, with the Monday mantras, we are looking at your soul progression lessons for the week because I am a soul progression therapist. And with this work, my job is to look layer by layer as to what we need to be focusing on from a soul's perspective. Rather than focusing on all the predictions and waiting for things to happen, we're allowing ourselves to heal along the way so that we can actually be empowered on our journey. Now, every week we always go through the previous Monday mantra first, so it makes a segue into the new energy for the week. And it's just been such a fascinating week. Like, I've had clients that have been really wanting to come out of the closet and show who they are. I've had clients that are holding on to resentments that are preventing them from showing themselves who they are, who they are. And it's really this energy of coming out of the shadows. And this is why we've been talking about a lot of shadow work over the last few weeks. Now, Monday mantras, they are one chapter that leads to the next chapter, to the next chapter and the next. They're not just one lesson in isolation. So sometimes it may not make sense to you right away, but that is okay. Because remember, the opposite of the Monday mantra holds true as well, where if you're out of alignment, you fall off the path, you've got something to come back to. So let's have a look at what the Monday mantra is for last week, or was for last week, so that we can sit and analyze it together. Now, if you are not driving, do get your journals out so that you can make some notes, because this is how I suggest that you use the Monday mantras. Listen Monday, Wednesday, Friday, read in between and apply it to whatever is going on in your life, because we all have different things going on. But the soul groups that have come together, there are underlying themes that are going to be applicable to all of us. And these are the energetic themes. So your Monday mantra last week was, in the stillness of rest and reflection, the heart blooms, the soul awakens, and life's gifts reveal the mystery I have been waiting to see. Now, this whole month, it's about mysteries being unveiled and revealed. October is the 10th month of the year, and this week we've got the 10-10 portal coming up as well, which we'll talk about in a moment. But when we really look at what this means, in the stillness of rest, some of us are being forced to rest right now. And that could be because the body is telling us to, because something has come up which is forcing us to actually stop and reflect as to what is needed next, what is happening for me. And for me, with a few little health things that have come up, I have had to really stop and go, okay, what is this trying to tell me? What is this part of my body trying to tell me? And from there, the heart begins to bloom, because you're giving whatever is needing attention, the attention that it needs. And from there, the soul awakens, because you are listening to the physical body, and then you are also listening to the soul, which is then the mysteries being revealed. Why have things happened the way that they have been? What information am I receiving from being able to acknowledge what is going on for me? So as we looked through the energy of the week last week, we were talking about the divine feminine energy in a week of transformation and rest. And we had the 9-day Navaratri Divine Goddess Festival. And this was a real period of the divine feminine really helping us to bloom. And the festival ended on the 30th, and there was a new closure that was going on at the time. And with that new foundation, to trust in ourselves a lot more for this transition, those of us that have been feeling unempowered are finding our power again. And I had this feeling because, you know, there are so many people in our lives that may not be able to see their own power, and therefore they might want to try and clip your wings in some way, and sometimes completely unconsciously because they are projecting fear. Like in the Soul Mastery app group, in terms of the voice messages that I send from time to time to just give you an update of what's going on, I mentioned that I had a download that Spirit has said to me, you need to look at where your motivation is coming from. Are you doing the things that you do from a fearful place because you think you're going to be losing out, or you're going to be abandoned, or you're going to be rejected? Or are you doing doing the things that you're doing from a place of trust in ourselves? Like, I'm actually empowering myself to do this. And the winds of change, it's been so stormy here in New Zealand, or here in Auckland at least. And this winds of change that are coming in, that shift in perception. And we can see across parts of the world, there are storms happening, floods, typhoons, all of that. These winds of change to shift our perceptions, alchemize the old emotions, and return to the heart's natural state of love. You know, I was really thinking about compassion last week, because I'm going to talk about Buddha Jayanti in a minute. And I was thinking, you know, I know in my brain what compassion is, but have I really been exercising that towards myself? And that is when the heart is blooming while we alchemize the old emotions to come back to that natural state of love. And during this time, this is when old betrayals are coming up, or even new challenges. And the old betrayals may even be the physical body betraying you in some way, or it feel like that, but actually your body is never betraying you. It's showing you what it needs. And that gives you the opportunity to really find out the mystery, to unveil the mystery. What is the missing link here? Be gentle with yourself still. Rest, recharge, and avoid hasty decisions. Like, I can be quite impulsive sometimes with my decisions because I have this knowing, but sometimes I need to sit and go, hang on, where is this coming from? So the transformation that is unfolding is moving us away from awakening to the protection and the love that is available. Who is protecting you? Who is protecting you? Who do you feel safe with? I'd love to know, physically and emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually, where do you find your protection? Where do you find your safety? I've been seeing this in the support around me, both physical support and spiritual, but mostly physical at the moment, because that is what I'm needing. So where are you getting your safety and your protection from, that feeling of support? Because when we are unveiling gifts being given, big gifts being received and recognized, you need to feel safe so that people can see that gift in you. Now, the great spiral of life. Now, if you remember to look at the thumbnails, we're going to find a better place to put them also for app members, because we do realize that, you know, at the beginning of the YouTube video, you can see it. But it was me standing with my arms crossed in a tomb, and there was someone watching. Who was watching you? Now, you can analyze this in many ways, because I said to Lucy, I don't want it to look like I'm dead in the tomb, but there is this energy of immortalization, because the soul is immortal. So when people are watching you, there is a legacy that you're leaving. And the arms crossed can be protection. The arms crossed can be X marks the spot. The arms crossed can be looking after your heart chakra. The arms crossed can mean many things. So what have you seen and noticed about the symbolism and the messages in the YouTube thumbnail for last week? And who is watching you? Now, we have to realize in the world, there are negative forces. There are forces that are watching, that are watching with not very good intentions. So it might be a little bit of both, being around the people that keep you safe and knowing that you don't need to take on board the negative intentions, the negative energies that are coming towards you. It's something that I've been also not battling with, but maybe a little bit. I'd use the word battle a bit. Like, who has actually got your back? Who are the people that follow you and that see you for who you are? Now, in the little picture, it was the great spiral of life. The great spiral of life is really unraveling. And numerologically, we are in the 10th month now, because we finished the 9-9 portal, which is 999 because we're in the year of the 9. And now we're in the 10th month, a shift of symbolizing that closure and renewal is done. And we're opening up the doorway into new growth and manifestation. And with the mysteries unveiled, we leave behind what no longer serves us and step into a space where we can regenerate, bloom, draw abundance into our lives. And that regeneration and reflection energy was in that state of being able to rest, being able to stop, because the body is telling us, because there's an event in life that if you don't stop, then it's going to be accumulating and causing, instances where we do have to stop later. And if you feel agitated, like I could feel so much agitation in my body last week, not just my own, but from people around me, it can pull you in different directions. And it's time to really step back from the outside world, reflect on your responsibilities. What is an obligation? What is a responsibility? And are you leading by example? Or are you leading out of obligation? This is something that we really need to think about, because it's like when we go to work, if we have jobs or we are doing something, if we are dragging our legs there and we don't like it and we feel like it's sucking the life out of us, that is what it's going to do. But if we see it because we're passionate about it and we enjoy what we're doing, that is going to be leading by example, because you're coming into that joyous state. You're coming in from that place of that heart, of the heart blooming into your work, into your career, into your purpose, your home life, whatever it is. So this is a time to reconnect with your inner power, your priorities and alignment by honoring your needs. What are your needs? Sometimes it's really hard to identify what those needs are, so that you can cultivate the balance that is necessary to lead with love and not reluctance. Now, the tree of life came in last week, and it's for our spiritual connection, but also grounding us to the higher consciousness, roots being anchored deeply into earth for that safety, for that stability. This is so important, because as the world does what it does, it purges, it reincarnates new beings into the earth, we who are still here in the physical form need to feel grounded and anchored into the world and our connection to the material world. Now, the trunk of the tree is representing our steady growth, and the branches stretching towards the sky, symbolizing our spiritual aspiration, our divine connection. Because just as the tree grows, it bears fruit. And we are encouraged to nurture our personal and spiritual evolution, because every branch, leaf, the root reminds us of our interconnectedness with ourselves, with our community and the universe. And the harmony arising from balancing light and shadow and the duality is the masculine and feminine energies that want to rest with action, because we want rest with action, meaning we can't keep going in this fast-pacedness anymore. That rest is needed to ensure that the bursts of energy that comes are sustainable. And the magic that is in the air at the moment, like I have had and seen so much magic coming in. Allow you in that pause, that's when you receive. In that silence, that's when you receive. And that recognition, gifts or acknowledgements may come, reaffirming that you're on the right path. Like I had one of those things last week where a friend came with me to a appointment because she wanted to support me in that. And it was like, here we go, I'm passing you on to the next person, because this is where you need the help that you're going to need next. And this was a physical thing. And so these recognitions, these affirmations that you're on the right path are really showing themselves in that space of trust, in that space of people are showing up to support you. And if you're experiencing the opposite of that, where are you shut down? Where are you feeling shame? Spirit is saying to me, where are you feeling like you can't ask for help? Dreams and intentions are weaving into reality. And so as magic flows towards us, we need to trust that inner knowing. Even though our inner knowing can sometimes feel like it's misguided if other people are telling us things that are opposite, always trust your heart, knowing that where you are leading yourself is where you need to go. Now, the archetypes of the week last week, now you might want to write these down as a reminder as well. You are ready to bloom. You are ready to step into your abundance. And there is this energy of victory and achievement. Now, this is going to be that completion of a cycle. For some people, this may mean death, physical death. It may mean that for them, they are liberated. For us, the ones that are left grieving in some way, there is going to be that acknowledgement of what has happened here with that person. And this is why, leading by example, we're continuing on the legacy, the immortalization of me in that tomb, which is also all of us in that tomb together, like the Egyptians immortalizing the dead so that they can be remembered forever, so they can have the perfect afterlife. All of this is playing a part in our existence at the moment. You want to still invite in playfulness and joy and creativity to be able to manifest through your intentions. And your heart is your compass of truth. Like, you know, I felt a bit pulled in other directions last week, but when I really tuned in, it's like, no, everything is okay. Everything is going to be fine. So nurturing yourself with care and guidance is so important. We had Buddha Jayanti on October 2nd, and it was so interesting because I could really feel that Buddha energy coming in to remind us this is a time to be compassionate. It's a time of enlightenment. And as we can understand that Buddha is immortalized and will be forever amongst the other masters and greats, because he led by example. And the reminder and that energy of the memorial of his birth, it serves as a reminder of awakening and compassion. Can you tell me in the group chat or in YouTube, what is an act of compassion that you show people? For me, it was doing the Ho'oponopono meditation last week and going back to that space of forgiveness for myself. And so the lessons, the core lessons were awakening to consciousness, freedom from suffering. This is an interesting one, isn't it? Because we do come here and we do suffer because we go through all of the things that we go through. Life isn't easy. But we gain freedom when we understand what the mystery is that is unveiled from that. And we can balance things out through compassion and forgiveness. And so this whole life cycle at the moment, cycle of life, birth, enlightenment, and liberation, is showing us the impermanence of our physical being. But what it's doing is showing that we need to reflect on this loving service that we have to each other. And I know we don't always feel loving because we get upset, we get angry, we feel hurt, but it's knowing that we have the awareness to recognize that, forgive that, and come back to ourselves. So the invitation for last week was to really rest, reflect, and regenerate, allowing the heart to guide. So if you've been pulled into fear, you've been pulled into grief, you've been pulled into blame, shame, betrayal, how do you come back to that place of love? Forgiveness. Your action point last week was to set aside time, light a candle, a quiet space. Am I leading from love or obligation for yourself? What did you discover? What are you leading with love? What are you leading through obligation? And where did you go from that as we move through this week? Then we went to the last couple of days of the Navaratri 9 Goddess Festival. And, you know, the goddess walking with us in grace. We've been talking about who is walking alongside us, who is watching us. And this is physically, non-physically. How are we going to be remembered? So on the 8th day, which was on, I think it was the day after the Monday Mantra, or the day of the Monday Mantra, I can't remember now, but this beautiful goddess Mahagauri came in. And I love the last couple of days of the Navaratri festival because it's like being present in our lives, guiding us towards happiness, guiding us towards purity. And in the final day is goddess Siddhartri, which she is the giver of gifts. And what are your strengths? And so we really started off last week with connecting to that type of energy. And then I pulled a card on Wednesday here in New Zealand, which was the 1st of October, and it was Break the Cycle. So the Break the Cycle card is the message that we had for the 1st of October, which still applies for the beginning of this week, because as we know, the energy makes a transition. We need to understand to be able to break free. So with the 10th month now here, answers are beginning to emerge, and not without encountering some old challenges, because that is life. We've come here to learn. So these challenges are here to help us break the cycle and move forward. What cycles are coming up for you? Those who are experiencing a death of some sort, whether it's a physical death or a death of an old identity, there's something being broken here ancestrally. The card number of the Break the Cycle card is the number 17. So the significance in that is introspection, which is a form of rest and awareness. It is independence with spiritual insight, and the awakening of number 7, which is where we're moving into this 10th month, where we're already October. We've only got a couple of months before the year ends, and then a new year begins where everyone has new hope, new faith, and wanting to make changes. So together, this number 17 card encourages us to trust our inner guidance, to face the karmic lessons, knowing that something is being revealed to us, and the personal growth that we are having from that. Facing the truth is what Spirit is telling me, no matter how uncomfortable it is. It is the signal that by confronting the reoccurring patterns, you can step into a higher version of yourself and manifest alignment and abundance. So the card came in, the Break the Cycle card came in with depth, and your guides are asking you to approach situations with rationality and clarity rather than fear, rather than drama. And there is a substantial reward waiting if you can fully face and integrate the lessons that arise. So the card came up for us to be curious about what we're holding on to. Are the patterns coming up where we're still a victim to something, even unconsciously? And perhaps codependency is something that needs to be looked at the moment, or old stories with someone keep surfacing up, making sure that you feel noticed or needed toward freedom. So I'll read that again. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward freedom, to pay attention to what is resurfacing, making sure that you are noticing if you're feeling needed, if you're feeling acknowledged yourself. There is power in you. There is power in all of us, and you need to see it in yourself. And sometimes we are brought to our knees to be able to know that it's there, because we have to face these challenges right now. Now, the extended meaning of the Monday mantra as we move through the week is, or was, in stillness, the heart opens, the soul awakens, and life's long-awaited mysteries reveal themselves. As the spiral of life unfolds, the body, though it may speak a different language than the soul right now, acts as your roots, grounding you. Now, in that rootedness, you become the steadfast tree, steady through all change. Now, and when I asked on the thumbnail last week, is something or someone approaching, what do you think that actually means? What do you think that means? Because is it a premonition or is it a warning? Could be both. You need to pay attention to something or someone right now, and it may be that someone is trying to help you and you're not taking it, and it's coming from a place of this is your key to open that door to receive more. Are you shutting something out? So trust the subtle signs, for the mystery that follows carries the legacy for eternity, for our soul group, for our families, for our ancestors. And something is waiting to be known, to be felt, and to be immortalized, and to be remembered forever is not in deeds alone, but in the quiet resonance of being present and the mysteries we dare to witness in that presence. Now remember, I'm always here for you, but I am only one person. I'm doing my very, very best to be here for everyone in the way that I can. Now, I know many of you are still waiting for sessions, and it's always the right time when you come, divine timing, but there are other ways to connect. Now, the app has been revamped. It is fantastic. It looks amazing. We're constantly tweaking and upgrading. And so if you want to become a member or renew, the link is below, or you can email Kiran at soulthirtythree@gmail.com. But join us there in the community chat. We're going to start analyzing thumbnails there. I send messages to the Soul Mastery group. You've got your Mercursha Oracle cards. You've got your Soul Progression Oracle cards. So much to support you with the lunar calendar, Everything is there as the community grows. So that is always a way to connect with many like-minded people. Also, Soul Mastery Summit, my segment is the last segment, and it is next weekend. So if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, it is Sunday. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it is Monday. So the link below to buy a ticket for my weekend, I have been watching. I have been learning from the other teachers, because remember, these people that are on this summit have been selected from many people around the world, and I very much trust Alex Ferrari, because I've met him. I've spent a significant period of time with him and his wife, and they are really authentic, genuine people. So the people that he has chosen, they have wisdom and information that we need, and it's really important when these opportunities come up that we support them, because these are the light workers, and someone like Alex, who has spent years developing and creating his platform, this is an amazing way to support this cause, investing your money for something that will be remembered forever. So link below, and if you want a personalized meditation or mini reading or soul magic, those are available too. Kiran is the person to ask. So let's have a look at this week's Monday mantra. Okay, so this week's Monday mantra, I'm going to have to really look at the thumbnail and understand this message. I am held. There is a divine plan, and I am part of it. One path has been completed. I now step into the next with clarity, courage, and trust. Now, we are moving into a week where we've got the 10-10 portal, and it's a light-filled week. And last week, when we made the transition into the new month, numerologically, this is a time that holds what is standing the test of time. This is why the thumbnail was the way that it was. Like, what is being remembered? Who is watching us? Who is going to remember us? The theme this week is the light bringer. And so this is either going to mean that you are bringing the light, or you are needing the light from somebody else, or to generate the light because you're not feeling it right now. So someone is arriving to shine that light for you if you're needing that light, or to remember your own. This is remembering your power, being empowered, and things mysteriously are happening around us, like we're hearing about things, we're revisiting old things in the body. And I've been getting information, very surprisingly, from Betelgeuse the supernova. Now, I don't know much about Betelgeuse the supernova, but when it came through, Osiris, I believe it is, came through also connected to Betelgeuse. And we're going to have a new meditation about that on the app early this week, probably today when you're listening to this. So check the app for this meditation, because it was so super powerful when Betelgeuse came to me. And it was for a client, but they were like, this is the doorway. This is a message for a client, but it's also for the rest of us. It is time of research and investigation and looking what is presented. So I'm being shown that we're looking at information. Now, it could be spiritual downloads, but we're also looking for the physical validation of that information. So if you are doing any research at the moment, or you are delving into mysteries, or you're delving into secrets, research and investigate thoroughly. So being the light bringer, we also have the energy of Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, which starts on the 9th. And this energy around us is bringing up the beliefs and the emotional security that we are needing to bring in, because we all need emotional security. Like, I've got my people around me, which I'm leaning into more, that offer me that emotional security when I need it. And where we expand or withdraw in matters of care, protection, and home. So this is going back. Are you blocking something from coming in? Because we are expanding if we accept, but when we withdraw, we can actually block things. So how we honor our sensitivity is really important in this coming week, because we want to see it as guidance, our sensitivity as guidance, rather than any weaknesses, because that is okay. all of us, even the most powerfully spiritual people in the world, we all need people. We all need that sense of security and safety. So my question for you is, where is your safe place? Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, energetically, where is your safe place? Because life is not only meant to be just the struggle. This week is again grounding into earth, feeling held and remembering. Now, you came here, we all came here to learn, we came here to heal simply by being ourselves, the true self, not the self that is arrogant, not the self that gets angry, not the self that sabotages. Those are parts of us that are there, of course. We've all got that part. But what part of you is dominating your life? Because none of us are perfect, but we want to be in that compassionate state, which is that energy of receptivity. The guidance this week, returning to water. So this reminds me to tell you that I put up the meditation last week of swallowing the ocean, and that came to me in a vision. And when I swallowed the ocean, we had all the different sea animals coming into the different chakras. So if you haven't done that meditation yet, go and do it. But what was such acknowledgement is that I'd created that meditation, and the day before, Lucy and I had the dolphins come. And they don't come that often, and when they come, they don't certainly come into the shore very often and play, but they were playing, they were interacting with swimmers. It was just such a beautiful experience. So the dolphin comes in a very special chakra on that meditation, so don't forget to go and do that. But returning to the water, our internal water reflects our emotions. So we've got returning to the ocean, the river. Let water be your mirror and medicine this week, because we've got another element that comes in with the moon phase. Free yourself. So if you are feeling stuck in something, ensure that you are liberating yourself so that you can be seen and understood. You are being divinely protected, so don't block it, so that you can bloom safely. It's like, look on the thumbnail and see what we've got there. Blooming safely is going to be really important. We'll analyze the thumbnail more next week once you've all had time to really think about it and discuss it. Call in true friendship and loyalty. Are you someone others can rely on? And are they worthy of your trust? Choose your team with care. Expect these cosmic shifts. There may be a sudden spark of light, since this week the theme is light, light codes, light forms, seeing souls. A conception, a breakthrough, a star collision. A moment of fertility and creation. Maybe some of you are going to be getting pregnant this week. Maybe some of you are going to be conceiving some other idea or thought. Be the storyteller. Stories are remembered. Books are kept. Information on the internet is going to be kept forever. What is being remembered? This is your week to speak, but know your audience. Research before you present your ideas. Communicate with intention. Act in harmony with the greater cosmic plan. Now, it's hard for us to always know the cosmic plan, but if you are resting and receiving, you will get glimpses into that. Choosing freedom, inclusion, and compassion over control. Something I need to remember, that control part. Focus on substance over superficiality. Reminding us that to return to self-care, financial responsibility, and grounded presence. Now, this week is about divine healing, retreating to regenerate. Your sensitivity is a gift. Knowing that star information, supernovas, I can just feel this, like, we're made of stardust. It's like we're being communicated with by these star beings. And you came here to learn, not to suffer, but we do, because things happen. But then in that, to share your light. Guardian spirits coming in to acknowledge that we are protected. Guardian spirits through animals I'm being shown as well, and physical, but animals. So you might have a pet that's going to be clinging to you a little bit more, or you might be seeing spirit animals. Liberation, freedom through understanding, loyalty and companionship, that supernova activation, the rebirth into light. And for me, supernova of Betelgeuse is communicating strongly with the energy of Osiris. Voice your wisdom, but prepare before you speak. electric creation, bringing your ideas to life, and expect sudden awakening, sudden realization, synthesis, interconnecting you to the wider community. You're seeing that you need to join like-minded communities, being in service, in a sacred service. Freedom flows through devotion, grace, compassion, warmth, and inclusion, and more DNA activation, ancestral gifts awakening, old patterns resurfacing, choosing consciously which you want to carry forward, the power or the pain. Now the 10-10 portal, this is like a threshold. We finished the 9 and we're in the 10. So we've completed something and we're stepping through that doorway. So it's a momentum for these timeline shifts where things are merging in order for us to see the higher reality. If you're not in that alignment, you might be seeing the lower realities that you can create if you stay in low frequency or low vibration. Manifestation of alignment, like you're going to be seeing alignment coming in and being able to see your truths. So thinking and saying and researching the right information is going to be opening up, releasing karmic patterns and anchoring yourself to your higher soul, your oversoul. So you want to actually just really be grounded in the light this week, and remember that trust is so important. And yes, you may feel exposed in some ways if you're vulnerable. Yes, things could be falling apart, but that's where the mystery is going to be unveiled. You think about archaeologists digging things up. They're digging old things up to unveil the mysteries of how things came to be. How did you come to be? Do some investigations and just know there is a divine plan, and we need to trust that plan and surrender to the support that's being given to you. Feel, rather than looking at someone as taking money away from you or using you, come back to that place of how are they actually helping me with in return for me sharing my light or they're sharing theirs. So this 10-10 portal, a new identity is awakening. This Jupiter retrograde in Cancer, emotional safety and belonging. And this water energy is to really look at the emotional state and clearing our chakras with that beautiful swallowing the ocean meditation. We're not as fragile as we think we are, and the world is not as threatening as it once was, our personal world. And so laying down our armor is so important at the moment, trusting that the force holding you now is here to protect you and not destroy you. We've got the full moon, so as the full moon comes and it's in Aries, there is fire. So we want the water to help balance the fire. It's going to be igniting the inner fire, but where is that coming from? Where is that motivation coming from? And this is the warrior energy as well, being bold, being instinctive and ready to act now. But we want to rest, because the heat, as we know, can consume everything. So there is a warning. Don't try and fix everything all at once, because maybe it's not meant to be fixed in the way that you think, and time needs to come in to give you the clarity. And with Aries, it can actually move us fast, really help us to decide quickly and charge ahead. But with this full moon, no immediate action. Come back to that place of where we want to use our control is self-control this week. So the guidance for the full moon is pause before reacting. Come from a place of intuition when you have urgency rather than fear. You do not operate through your life. You don't need to operate through your life with a sudden deadline. Slow your fire with the water. Let it warm you, not burn you. So this is a powerful time, reclaiming your sense of agency, not through impulse, but through choice, asserting your needs clearly, without aggression or apology, but just with clarity, burning away old identities and feeling cleansed by the water. Aries is teaching us about courage, but not about reaction. It's about choosing boldly, but softly at the same time. Your action for this week is pick something you want to add fire to, and pick something you want to add water to grow. Fire for passion, water for growth, and write that down. Write down what it is that you're adding fire to, what it is that you're adding water to, and allow the fire to release with this full moon and to manifest, and the water to help it grow. It's like growing your tree of life. And when you want to be the light, send a genuine message to somebody, someone to encourage them, a gift of gratitude. We have received amazing emails of gifts that people are so generously giving us to help us grow because they see the light. And share your wisdom publicly. Maybe it's time for you to speak out, but just know your audience and asking for help. Okay, we are going to integrate everything. Now, don't forget you've got your homework on the app. You've got me in many forms to support. These Monday mantras are done with genuine love and soul progression energy for you. And it's not about just listening to what the Monday mantra is. It's really being part of this lesson and understanding it as we go along so that everything can be the best that it can be for the foundation you need your soul to be in to grow. Don't forget Soul Mastery Summit. Don't forget the app link is below as well. Mini readings, personalized meditation, soul magics, all available. You can email Kiran for that. Now, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to know that this week you are going to be entering a portal. Are you ready for that portal? That portal is going to call in light activations for you to meet with your highest timeline, because you are a star being, and these healing codes are going to be holding very important information for you to recharge and to come back home, and for you to trust the plan. So follow the voice of your soul, follow the voice of your star ancestors, and allow truth to always transcend what is not true. Because that's when you come back to experiencing grace in your life, knowing that love is coming to you if you trust the plan, and you are also doing your research to help you move through that plan without feeling like people are attacking you, without feeling like you are in conflict, coming back to that nurturing side, reconnecting with Mother Earth, reminding you that you are safe, you are protected, you are held, and that this is a ceremony that is coming back to the light and unlocking the mystery of how you are going to be remembered, even in this existence, by the experience that you're leaving people with. Now, of course, some experiences we are meant to leave it broken. This is why we mentioned that earlier on. But trusting that how you are leaving that experience is exactly the way that is meant to be. Connecting in with that full moon to release the fire and to balance it with water, and really pay attention to what you are hungry for. What are the cues that you are getting, and how are you satiating that hunger physically and also emotionally, spiritually, mentally? Your Monday mantra is, I am held. There is a divine plan and I am part of it. One path has been completed. I now step into the next with clarity, courage, and trust. We'll see you all next week.